I don't know if that answers your question. Yeah, they just didn't do it.
I have a question. So you mentioned one of the limitations is it's mainly white males, and I thought it was kind of interesting and it's kind of conflicting things from what the article says. Under their race, they don't list Hispanics or any, like it's white, black, Asians, but under the region, they have like Latin
Yeah.
American, and Latin America makes up like the second highest percentage of the region. Um, did the supplement talk about like, did they include Hispanics in the white population?
It's still just white.
Uh, okay.
This is
But the
a
number
great
doesn't
question.
like add up.
So that's considered an ethnicity, not a race.
Yeah.
So normally patients who are Hispanic can choose whatever race they most closely align with, which could be white Hispanic, it could be black Hispanic, it could be any number of things.
So could you infer from the data that like what this white is like more diverse than white?
It
that would
probably is, but we
Hispanic?
don't have a Hispanic subgroup written out. Yeah.
Um,
So you don't know how many people.
And even in the literally just white. I mean, it shows like, again, like you said, like Latin America in the supplement. It's really the same thing in the supplement versus in the study, but it doesn't like ever talk about Hispanic.
Yeah. They don't break out ethnicity.
and this is from 2020.
Yeah, right? It's a pretty recent study.
Other questions from students?
Just have one comment. Sorry.
No,
Yeah. So I know that you said like the limitation because of the company responsible for this study, but I tried to look into it, and I think they also have a separate academic team that like do all the data. And
yeah, that's what.
so I don't think it should be the bias. I also think it's the bias, but I talked to one of the person, and then they was like, if the company don't sponsor for the drugs, then there's no one gonna sponsor the drugs. So I don't think it should be the point that like target like the limitations for this study, given that they have like two different teams work independently on the results.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that point about Peter to the methods part. Yeah, I definitely said like that part too. Like all the actual like primary and like secondary endpoints were like confirmed by like separate teams. So like yeah, like it was sponsored by them. So I feel like they might be like show like good results, but I think the bias was like taken away by having like a separate team like looking into it. But yeah, no, I saw it too, and I was like, who's actually like looking at the results, and I saw that it was like a separate team, like money talks. But yeah, I agree with that. Thanks for lost.
All right. Thanks. Questions from you?
So I think I want to build off of that whole funding thing. So I think, so when I'm looking at a study and I'm looking at funding information, I don't really ever pay attention closely to it if it's a blinded trial, just because these companies that make the drugs, of course, they're going to want to study their drug in multiple different indications so that they can market their drug to many different people because they want to make a lot of money. And so I think it's just normal for them to want to study their drug in different indications. And, as long as it's blinded and they have other people outside of the company reviewing the material and results, then, they could be funding it, they could not be funding it. It wouldn't really matter that much to me. So, I never really paid too much close attention to that. Of course, there could be some sort of bias somewhere, but for the most part, I kind of just breeze over that part as long as it's blinded. Let's see. Okay. I think you did a good job commenting on the short-term duration and then not being able to see like a benefit for, the cardiovascular death, because I agree too. So it's hard to see, mortality benefit in such a short amount of time. I would think if the trial were to go on as long as the COMET trial did, the 59 months, it's possible you could see the cardiovascular death, but because it went on for such a short amount of time, they weren't able to see that benefit. Okay, you commented on how about 20% of patients were on Entresto at baseline. Is this a surprising result to you?